So we don't get too political on this show.
No.
But something recently happened here in the state of Florida that's impacting a lot of the cities. And I think it's definitely something that we want to chat about today. And it's about the Progressive Pride mural removal. Now, specifically, I'm talking about the one in Saint Pete, but it really is impacting all of the cities like Key West, Orlando, all of the cities that have these murals that are painted on the crosswalks.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts about that?
I have several thoughts on this topic. And I'm going to get on a soapbox for a little bit. So do you remember the first time Taco Tits got put into office and we were constantly bombarded with, you're such snowflakes, blah, 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 blah. I feel like there's some projection going on there because you could be offended or triggered by a rainbow crosswalk or Cracker Barrel changing their logo. You know, there are more things to worry about in this state. And I'm talking directly to you, Governor, about high prices in housing, insurance, everything else. And you're worried about painting over a crosswalk. And not only that, you did it in the middle of the night.
Well,
so
you're referencing the Pulse
the Pulse Memorial, right?
In Orlando.
You did it in the middle of the night so that no one knew it was happening.
Right.
And, oh, by the way, it's a part of the Pulse Memorial,
Right.
which makes it even more diabolical.
Yeah, it is.
You know, so I am happy to see that Key West and some other small cities are fighting this. I'm a little disappointed that St. Pete's mayor is not pushing back on this because I feel like there are still ways that we could push back. Even Orlando, they came back and they colored it over again, rainbow colored.
Right.
So during the day.
Yeah.
So I feel like our community needs to get together and figure out what we're going to do. Like, if we can't have it on the streets, then we rainbow the shit out of everything in St. Pete.
Yeah, I do agree. I know the owners of Cocktail David and Lee, they actually came out and they are putting a new rainbow kind of cover on cocktails, kind of as in like in response to that memorial in St. Pete at some point will be removed. It's interesting because St. Pete is really a destination travel location for a lot of gay tourists. And so that's really featured in a lot of advertising. It really brings a lot of people in, you know, not only that, but just, you know, the gay pride element as far as representing the community in St. Pete. I do know in reading the response from the mayor of St. Pete, he does infer that the city is going to look into doing some additional monuments or memorials, you know, around gay pride in the city. So I'm hopeful for that. It was disappointing to hear that it seems like the city of Saint Petersburg did kind of back down. And of course, you know, this is also in just total response to the normal, if you don't do what we say, we're going to withhold funding. And so that's the typical administration that is coming from the federal level down.
Yeah. And here's the thing. They're saying that they want to erase those because it's distracting to drivers to have those murals on the streets. Well, for example, there's a Back the Blue mural on a Tampa street. Are they going to cover over that? So, you know, I'm just, this whole thing is so stupid to me because, you know, you can try and erase our community as much as you possibly want, but we're still going to be here.
Well, it goes back to, we had an episode with Jason Fields a while back, and it's really, you know, he was saying it's all about just being loud and being proud. And so I think as time continues on, we really need to continue to do that even louder than we normally would. Yeah. Yeah, and advocate for the community. It's really, really alarming. History is being rewritten by this current administration.
For sure.
You know, recently they have gone into the Smithsonian and they are wiping out things that don't resonate with Project 2025. So I don't want to get more political, but yeah, it's definitely something that we have to be loud, be proud, and represent.
Yeah, and I just want to also say it's not just the LGBTQ community. They're erasing Black Lives Matter murals as well. So it affects a bunch of minorities. groups within the area. So, we have to stand up, stand together, do what we can do. Obviously, if there are folks that want to come on the show and talk about this, we'll definitely extend an invitation to do that, even though we try to stay out of the political stuff as much as we possibly can. But sometimes there are situations where you just can't. Like you have to make your voice heard. And this is one of those situations.
Yeah, this is going to be a very controversial statement I'll make here now, but I do think we need to get ready for a Trump 2028. Now, I understand that the Constitution does not allow that, but I do want people to start thinking about that being a possibility. And so that is just really another reason to make sure that you're voting and that you are supporting your local congressmen, your local state representatives in your community, and also, just like we've talked about, be loud and proud and advocate.
Yeah, for sure. It's important that you get out and vote, not just in major elections like the presidential election, but the local elections as well, because
that's true.
They're just as important.
Yes.
And for those of you who couldn't bother to get up off your butt to vote in this presidential election, you're partly to blame for what's going on right now. It's so important that everybody exercises their right to vote.
Yes.
We're in a challenging time. So it's more important now than it has ever been, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm sure we'll continue to talk about things like this in the future, but I think that's about all I will say today.
I know it's a really hot topic for me, and I've got lots of thoughts about it.
Yeah.
And I know lots of people in the community have thoughts about it too. So, like I said, if there is a need to have a platform to express views, we definitely welcome that on the show.
Yes, for sure.